Hi there. Well, this is my third video on how to get overpowered items in Minecraft, but this time it's not going to be about how to get more items. Instead, I've decided that since you guys have knocked this video out of the park completely, and it blew up way more than I thought it would, I've decided, you know what, I'm going to give back to you guys by making an entire video about any questions, concerns, or anything at all that was left on this video. So today I'm going to be addressing all of the questions, all of the comments, all of the as much as humanly possible, pretty much everything. So yeah, if your question or anything doesn't appear in this video, I decided not to include it for obvious reasons, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to cover the majority of the questions or anything that is part of the video. So yeah, here we go. The first question is by Gaming Hero, and he says, please make a bow and hoe, please. And my response is, I have in part 2. You can go and watch that. I have the link to part 1 and 2 in the description of this video. Alright, so second comment was, is this for Java or Bedrock? Now, I should have explained this in the video, but this works for Java edition of Minecraft. So, unfortunately for Bedrock players, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I would make a Bedrock version of this if I knew more about C++ and the coding over there, but unfortunately I do not. So the next question is, what's the command without the op name? Now this one is actually, all you have to do is pretty much copy the same command, like I am here with the sword, for example, and just rename what's ever in the display. Like here you see the text, go here and just rename it to whatever you want, such as sort of idea, for example. And if we hit the button again, its name is sort of idea rather than op sword, like I gave you guys. So that's pretty much all you have to do if you wanted to name it something else. Alright, thank you for the command master. Now I can make a data pack with this. Edit, hey, you forgot about bow, crossbow, and trident. No, I did not forget about those. They are in part 2, which I've mentioned is in the down in the description. You can go watch part 2 in order to get the code for trident, bow, and crossbow. So, next question is, does this work on phone? Now that is a good question. I have never tried this on phone, but if it's on Java edition, it might, but it probably isn't, so I'm gonna say, unfortunately, no. Alright, so the next question is, the sword does not work for me. Now this one is a very common one, where I pretty much got that this code right here, the sword code, does not work. Now, for me, it does work. If it doesn't work, specify what way. Like, is it not having sweeping edge, because I don't think it's possible to program sweeping edge in overpowered enchantments. Is it, like, for instance, another thing is, are you copying the code down correctly? Like, for instance, there was this guy that said that the sword code doesn't work, and I found that he left a slash in the display. Like, I believe it was this slash right here that he missed out on. I can't select it, but it's the one that's right here. That slash. So obviously, I don't know you guys' story with the sword code. That to me is a little confusing. If your sword code error has to do with sweeping edge not working, that's because it's not possible to program anything maximum, because, like, if it's like, just imagine max sweeping edge would mean that it would basically, like, crash your game. That's why it's not possible. But if it's something else, then tell me what is it, because I can't answer your question if you simply just say it doesn't work for me, because, you know, I don't know you, and I don't know your situation. So that answers that. So Sharkboy 2000 says, why does it not work if I want to change the gold? It should work, but unfortunately, this is really annoying, like super annoying. So let's say I wanted to change it to, I think it was gold sword. So the make sure your IP is correct, because I hate to say it, but it's not gold sword, it's golden sword. I know, it's annoying. If you type in golden sword, you should get, the gold sword. So the IP might be the issue there. If you, considering that he probably just typed in gold sword and it's actually golden sword. And yeah, it's really annoying. I feel like they should change that to just gold sword so it would be easier for other people. But unfortunately, code is code. Can't really do much else. So next up is, he sounds like Bad Boy Halo or just me. Now, I have received a number of comments, even before I started YouTube, that I sound like Bad Boy Halo. I myself can't see it, but yeah, Bad Boy Halo, people have compared me to Bad Boy Halo. I guess that's just the reality. Like, maybe he has something, maybe me and him might have something in common then. But yeah, I just thought I'd put that comment on this video because I thought it'd be interesting. And so, next one is, don't have sharpened, please add. Now, in this video, in the description of this video, I have the enchantment ID for sharpness, but next time, be more specific with what you wanted to add sharpness on. Like, do you want to add sharpness on the axe, or the pickaxe, or whatever it is? Most likely it's the axe, but yeah, pretty much the way to do it is you take that code that I have down in the description, and I'm just going to type it in manually, and then you just add it at the end. So ID Sharpness, and then level 1000 in my case. And so yeah, there you go. So in case you wanted to add sharpness on anything other than the sword that I gave you, that's how you would do it. Alright, so next question is, it didn't work for me. Why does everything never work for me? Again, I have no idea why it doesn't work for you. What I would say is make sure you're copying the code down correctly, because there are some cases where you might miss a parenthesis or miss something and it doesn't work. Like it gives you errors and such. Also, take note of what version you're playing on. If you're playing on Xbox, then you most likely are playing on Bedrock Edition, and if you're playing on computer, you're most likely playing on Java Edition. But this code only works for Java Edition. It does not work for Bedrock Edition. Bedrock is a completely different programming language, so that could also be the reason why. I am sorry if it doesn't work for you, because I want to help you, but unfortunately, if you don't give me a reason as to why, then I can't help you. So, next comment says, give me all command, please. All the commands are in the description of the video, so yeah, I don't know where you got that from. Just look in the description. And then the next question is, by the way, I can't copy the description that you made me. I don't know why. Well, it's most likely that your computer, I don't know if you know about shortcuts by using hotkeys to copy paste. But let's say I wanted to go in here and select all the shield. I would hit Control A and it selects everything. If I wanted to copy, I would hit Control C, and then if I wanted to paste, I would hit Control V. So let's use all three of those commands. Let's say I wanted to get the shield. What I would do is I would go in here, hit Control A, or select all on my description of the video, and then I would hit Control C, and then I would hit Control V, and that right there should give you the shield code or whatever code you want. See? So, yeah, that's something that I would highly recommend you do if you're having trouble trying to copy and paste the code into the command block. Next question is this work in 1.17.1? Yes, it should work in 1.17.1. It works in any version above 1.13, I believe. But it especially works for 1.17, 1.16, and above. And then the follow-up question is, because I'm having an error in the server, that might be a server issue. If you have an error with the code in your server, I would check your server code first to make sure that's working, because it should work for servers I would also check to make sure you're playing on Java Edition. So the next question is, or it's not much of a question, but this doesn't seem to work for Xbox Java, unfortunate. Yeah, sometimes, like, even if it is Java Edition, sometimes the system, it won't work on a different system such as Xbox, because Xboxes are programmed differently than computers. You know, Xboxes require a TV, which was made in a very different way compared to a computer nowadays. So unfortunately, that could be the reason why it's not working. So another one is axe. Now, the axe is provided for the code, but if you wanted to add sharpness, scroll down into the description of this video and add sharpness on your axe. But otherwise, your axe should be provided. You know, you shouldn't have to worry about whether you have the axe code or not. And then the last question is, so Aiden Young says, wait, the enchantment did not affect the armor. So does this mean that protection 1000 is not 1000? I don't know what you exactly mean. If you tried this code in 1.16, then you'd get any achievement. No, not achievement. Any enchantment should be at least 1000, because the maximum for overpowered enchantments in 1.16 or below is something like 32767 or something crazy like that. Unfortunately, in this version, the max is 255. They nerfed it into oblivion. So that the reason why I have 1000 is because it's sort of like a placeholder. It's much easier to type 1000 than it is to type 255 every single time. So, unfortunately, even though 1000 is in every single code, the case is that, like, 255 is the maximum, and for 1.17 and above, and for any update below that, it's 32,767 or something crazy high like that. And so that right there is all of the questions, comments, and everything that was left for me. So I appreciate all of the comments you leave, and I'm doing everything I can to help you. If you still have any questions or anything at all, feel free to comment them down on this video, and maybe I can answer them. And if you got some bad news, like if you found out your code doesn't work on a different version or something, then I'm sorry. I can't really do too much else if you have a tough situation. But anyways, thank you so much. And also, on a side note, the Idea Kid MC Shorts just hit 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. Anyways, goodbye.